This meeting is being recorded.
Good evening. We will be starting momentarily. All right. Welcome back for day two. There we go.
Welcome.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So glad you guys came back. I just want to give some folks just a few more minutes and we'll get started with day two. Um, must be some people looking for the link. There go Miss Wanda. Good afternoon, Dr. Cunningham. How you doing? I love it. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. All right. So it's a little bit after. Look at you in the car. You got to be safe.
It's when I pick up my son from baseball practice.
Okay, because I was like, you were in the car when we started yesterday.
I was, yes.
All right. Well, you be careful.
Thank you.
Uh, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with day two. Let me see if I can go ahead and share my screen. Welcome, Miss Wanda. Glad you were able to join us today. Sorry about the mishap
Thank you.
yesterday.
Glad to be here.
Absolutely. You want to tell us really quickly, where are you joining us from?
I am joining you from Maryland.
Okay, what part of Maryland?
Um, Howard County, Maryland,
Howard County.
outside of Baltimore.
Oh, okay. You further up.
Yeah.
My daughter lives in Suitland.
Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah, she lives in Suitland.
It's a little distance.
Just a little bit. That's why I said, oh, wait a minute. You way on the other side. Way on the other side. All right. Well, really quickly, I think you also were recommended by Pam Perry, but I just want to give you a little bit of my background, if that's okay with you all, just because this is your first time meeting me. I've been in business for 15 years. I walked away from corporate America August 24th, 2011. When I started on this journey, my kids were, oh boy, 5 and 11. They are now 20 and 26. And so I wanted to create a space where I could be there for them. And so I started to teach entrepreneurs how to do webinars. So webinars became my thing. And then we moved into more, different type of enrollment systems like workshops and challenges. And we're going to go into that actually today. So just want to give you a little bit award-winning business strategist, and published in several publications. So, as I said yesterday, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So, I gave everybody an assignment yesterday. Woo, excuse me. It's a little warm here in Richmond. All right. Um, we went over some aha moments. Yesterday we talked about how do you find new clients? Do you have a lead generation system in place where you're finding new clients? Do you have a process in place that you can nurture those new leads and new clients? And then do you have an enrollment process in place that you do you have an enrollment process in place where you're getting new clients or enrolling clients into your signature offer? Miss Wanda, do you currently have a signature offer?
You said an offer? No, I
Yeah,
don't.
like do you currently have, okay, so you don't currently have like a program that you're enrolling clients into?
No.
Okay. Are you looking to create a program?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Awesome. So anyone want to share how they did on their homework last night? So the goal was to rate yourself from 1 to 5 in each of these areas. One being, I don't have an offer, and I don't have an offer. 5 being I've got an offer. Super confident with my offer. Lead gen, 1, not generating any leads. 5, consistently generating leads. One with the systems. I don't have any systems in any automation set up in my business. 5, definitely have sales systems, email systems, delivery systems, enrollment systems, and automation set up. So anybody want to share? This is a safe space, I promise. Let's go, Dr. Reginald. Uh-oh, gotta unmute you.
All right, I worked on this last night.
Okay.
So let me read it to you. I help coaches build high-ticket programs that guide Black men 18 to 45 to heal generational trauma and develop emotional mastery through trauma processing and cultural identity frameworks.
I like it.
Pricing confidence, about 6,000. Pretty solid on that, 3 to 6,000.
Okay.
And that would, well, both of those are 4, and the other 3 are 1s.
So lead gen 1, system automation 1, sales process 1.
Yes.
Got you. All
Now,
right. So we,
I'm struggling between this offer clarity and another one that I haven't really meshed out yet,
okay.
um, because I'm wondering, because this is so specific,
Mm-hmm.
am I going to get, running it through some systems that that actually tells me if it's marketable. It tells me that it's highly marketable, and that's what gave me my pricing confidence. And it's especially when I looked at the program itself. um, it's a good program, but I'm still unsure about that one.
So you're unsure about the second one that you're working on.
I'm unsure about this one actually.
The 6,000 one?
Yeah. And,
Okay.
and DeKesha,
That's fine.
this is that man in the back of my head talking shit.
Okay. Okay.
So.
That's fair. That's fair enough. And I appreciate your transparency.
Mhm.
I really do. Okay, so and that's good. And I appreciate you actually taking the time and walking through and the exercise and being honest about it too. So
Mhm.
we have to be honest to ourselves about it.
Sure.
All right, so let me see. Um, who Kiara. Okay. So Kiara number 1, which is offer clarity. You're in the middle, almost on a 4. I think I'm going the right way. Number 2, lead gen. So you do
Okay,
have a
no,
process, huh?
that's wrong. I'm not. I guess I wrote it wrong with up, down, up, down.
Okay,
So
that's what I was going
offer,
to say. That's why I was like, hold on, let me make sure
yeah,
I'm doing it
yeah.
right.
Offer clarity, yes, but my messaging is like if I have time to discuss it, then you get it. But like very quickly, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know that if they really transcend to where it need to be for the like I'm talking about Stewart with Strategy, which is the new company that I just started.
Okay.
So I know what the offer is. I'm very confident in the offer. It's just the messaging on how to explain it, where it kind of gets me, on that 3. But when I do have time to like really talk to the individual and let them
Yes.
know like what it's about, it's always like, absolutely, I want to be a part. So,
Okay.
so I had to work on that. Pricing confidence, yes. I mean, because I'm like, it's low to me, but I'm confident in it, and it just is what it is. Lead gen consistency is where that I don't have the
2.
consistency, yeah, with the
Okay.
lead gen.
Okay.
I have things. I have like the lead magnet. I have digital products, and I have the community like within itself that can like
Mhm.
put them through the sales process, but it's just not consistently on how we're reaching out to them. I do have the sales process down for the
Oh,
most, I
good.
believe, for the most part. And then, of course, I have the systems and automations like to the
Okay.
T. And then people always, they always come to me like, oh, you did it. I've never been a part of something that was like this. Like, this is really, really good. And I'm like, well, that's my jam. That's what, I get excited about. But yeah, so there is definitely still areas, but that's where, when I did the homework, that's where I was at.
I love it. Oh, we got guests on tonight. I'm so excited. Guess who's in the house, y'all? Dr. Pam Perry. I'm so excited she joined us tonight. So we are going through their homework. Uh, Dr. Pam, I don't know if you're out there. So hi. So we're going through homework, right? And
Hey,
so, hey there.
I just love your webinars are lit all the time. So I had to jump in
Listen.
for
Yes, we are in here doing the work. Super excited for all of them. So last night they had to audit themselves on whether or not they had any of the five that you see on the screen in place. So out of those that were there, that were here yesterday, anybody else want to share? Want to come off mute? Don't act like that because Pam in here now, y'all.
I'm glad I'm done. Hey, Pam.
All right, Miss Linda, let's go.
Yes, I am ready, ready, ready.
I love it.
Okay,
Let's go.
number one, well, clear. Number two, working on it. And
Mm-hmm.
then on pricing, number one,
We working
pricing.
on it. We working on it.
Well, okay. And then number three, the lead generation consistency. Number
Yes, ma'am.
three, number
Okay.
three. And then number four, the sales process.
Mm-hmm.
Three, occasional events. And then the number five, no systems, none,
It's
zip.
all, but that's why you here, and that's what I said. This is
Right.
a safe space
Yes.
to now you know what you need. Now you know
Yes.
exactly what you need in your business. So I think this is probably one of the best audits that you can do in your business. So we heard from Becky. Did you want to share? Or are you good? I saw you pop in here.
I can I will put it in.
You're gonna put it in the chat.
Yes.
Okay, darling.
Uh,
um, all right, and then I see Nicole. Nicole, welcome in. Please let us know in the chat where you are tuning in from. I know this is your first day with us. So welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so now that we have done everyone that has 1 through 4. I'll let Becky go ahead and put her results in there, and we're gonna get ready for today's part 2 of the training. So now that you understand where your business is, you know what it takes. Now, how do you sustain it? All right. So you have graded yourself in regards of where you have areas of what we call opportunity. That's what we're gonna call it, Miss Linda. There is an area, I mean, yeah, it was an area of opportunity. So we know that if you clarify your offer and you put together a lead generation strategy and we get the right price, you can potentially set yourself up for 30K months. Now, I've had conversations with majority of you at this point. Your goal may not be 30K, and that is cool with me. All right. Most of the people that come through, they either want to make 10K to 10 to 30K, 40K. All right. But what do we say that the most common struggle is yesterday? inconsistent clients and inconsistent sales. And it's all because we don't have a process in place to bring our prospective clients all the way through. So Becky said with the let's see. With the offer clarity, she's at a 4. So she has her offer down. She knows pretty much what she wants to offer. Pricing confidence, probably about a 3.5. And she is with the B2B. So lead generation consistency is about a 3. I know she does some outreach because we talked about that yesterday. Sales process is a 4. And then systems and automation is a 3. So definitely have some work in the pricing area. Pricing area, lead gen, and then the last one, which is the systems and automation. All right, cool. Again, I got y'all. Y'all safe. All right. So listen, at the end of the day, here's what I want you to understand. You do not have a sales problem. I think Kiara said it. Kiara's like, listen, if I take the time and I tell them what it is that I have to offer them, they are interested. So it's not that you have a sales problem, you actually have a system problem. And majority of you have rated yourself probably below a 4 in the system area of your business. All right. So a lot of times people make the misunderstanding that, oh, if I just put out content that I'll have higher conversions. Or this is my favorite one that, oh, I'll just create the visibility and then I'll get all of these clients. No, it does not work like that. That thing. There we go. So a lot of times, like if you create the visibility, if you don't have a call to action or if you don't have a process to bring them through, then how are you going to generate sales? You can be seen and be visible on all these different platforms. You can post content all day long on multiple platforms. But if you don't have a call to action and if you don't have the next step in your process, that's what's going to keep you from generating the revenue that you desire and deserve in your business. And we don't want you guys to lead to burnout. Now, here is where we kind of do some deep diving, right? People buy based on how you make them feel and how they think. So one of the things that I have learned to be true in the last 5 to 8 years that we've been doing launches is that a lot of times, and tell me if this resonates with you all, but a lot of times in the marketing space, they always tell you, where's your demographics? Like, where does your audience live? How much does your audience make? You know, what's the position of your audience? And that's all good. But have you ever thought about the psychographics of your audience? Let's talk a little bit about that. The psychographics is what motivates them to buy. I want you to write that down. Psychographics is what motivates your audience to buy. Are you able to tap into the emotional triggers and logical triggers? So some people buy based on emotion, some people buy based on logic. Look, at the end of the day, DeKesha, can you help me get the results that I desire in my business? At the end of the day, Miss Becky, can you help me find the stellar team that's going to increase our bottom line revenue, right? Logic. Now, if you're going to help me save time, if you're going to help me, live the life that I desire and deserve, that is more tapping into the emotional buying process. And there is certain language that you have to use. So we call it the word bank, right? It's our word bank that we create so that we can make sure that our messaging, and we've taught several of you, I've heard you say that I'm not sure about my messaging. And so you want to make sure that your messaging is aligned with your audience and you're using the exact words that they use. That way they know that you understand where they are. You understand, what did we talk about? We talked about the 3 a.m. problem. But if you are not addressing their actual 3 a.m. problem in your marketing message, they're not going to realize that you're talking to them. They're not going to have any idea. And I wish that April was on. So April and I, you guys remember, April work focuses on financial education by the way of the kitchen. And one of the things that I shared with her, I said, I would have never put two and two together that you did financial education. Like I knew that she did, I was thinking that she did something like with budgeting, and how to budget, how to save money in the kitchen without spending, because groceries are expensive. I had no idea that, and we had a great conversation today. I had no idea that she teaches financial education. Whereas she teaches you before you make an investment, what's the ROI? Even if it's something as small as a Keurig or an air fryer for your kitchen. And I was like, I love that. But that was a messaging disconnect. You see, there was a messaging disconnect that I didn't realize that that's what she does. So her and I had talked about her messaging as well. And so I want you to write this down as well. People will pay you if you help them solve a problem. And this is one of the reasons why I ask, whenever I host a training like this, at the end of the day, what problem do you solve for your clients? We come up with these fancy titles and we come up with these elevator pitches. But at the end of the day, what problem do you solve? And can you answer that? So Kiara, when you are having your conversations, what problem do you solve for them? That's all they want to know. That's all they want to know is, can you help me solve this problem? So here's what happens. When your message isn't clear, your sales stall. If you cannot clearly articulate what it is that you do, how can we expect for people to pay you? And this is one of the reasons why great offers don't convert. If you cannot clearly articulate it, and we must have clarity before you produce content. Yes, clarity is critical. You must be super clear on the problems that you solve prior to I got you. Don't anywhere. We're gonna create a whole word bank for you. I think we didn't even have a chance to do your pre-workshop call, but it's all right. It's all right. So yes, you got to be super clear. All right. And so, and I know y'all, I'm not beating y'all up, okay? I just want you to know. And I think I said this yesterday, is that I am not in the business of convincing. And we all said, listen, what God has for us is for us. There's more than enough out here for us. Can't nobody do what DeKesha does the way DeKesha does it, okay? But it has to be in alignment. It has to be in alignment. I am not in the business of persuading, and I am not in the business of convincing. And that's where the 67% that we talked about yesterday in the profit pyramid, I am an educator. I educate you on the things that you can do to be better in your business. So it has to be in alignment with the individual that you are teaching or educating. And so this is one of the reasons why you'll find that people will keep coming to your workshop, and you'll be like, Lord, this person keep coming to the same workshop over and over and over again, and they don't buy. It may not be the right time. It may not be the right offer for them. I've had people on my list for over 3 years. And when we made a specific offer, it was the right timing for them. So don't look at, like, when people are on your email list and they keep showing up, the fact that they keep showing up shows the interest. All right, that shows the interest. So it has to be the right moment for them. It has to be the right offer, and you have to position that offer to the right audience. I don't know if you guys remember yesterday, I shared the story of us doing the workshop every month last year. Same workshop over and over and over again. And in April, I changed the price of the workshop. Nobody bought. Crushed my little feelings. But in May, we turned around, did the exact same workshop, adjusted the price. Boom, we had the biggest month of all the workshops that we had done. And we had probably 7 people enroll in that one particular launch. And when I was so as I continue to teach, I told them, I said, listen, y'all wouldn't be here if I gave up on my offer, if I gave up on the process. Because, oh, I didn't make no sales last month. This doesn't work. How many of you have done it once or twice and be like, oh, okay, this don't work? Let's be real. Let's be honest. Right? We have to keep implementing and optimizing and making adjustments until we get the process right. My job is to help you eliminate the times on how many times you have to make the changes to make sure that you have the process right. So it's all about alignment. It's not persuasion. Okay. All right. Let's see. Course correct as you go. There you go. So real quickly, Crystal Cunningham was one of our WSB, which is the Webinar Success Blueprint program that we had, and she did a course correct. So before working with DeKesha, I was frustrated with building an audience and selling my signature program. After joining the Webinar Success program, I was able to wake up and find a total of 8 people who paid in full. Y'all type paid in full in the chat. For my program. Because of these results, I've been able to become more confident and challenge myself to grow to another level. Now, let me tell y'all what type of coach I am. Because this is what I did to Crystal. Crystal was doing a webinar, and it was a Saturday morning, and I just so happened to come across her webinar. And I did exactly what Dr. Pam just did. I slid on in the room, and I just watched. I listened. I like to support my people. But as she was getting closer and closer, and she was getting closer and closer, I said, wait a minute. She's not getting ready to sell nothing. So you know what I did? I slid in her DM and I said, what are you going to sell? She said, I wasn't going to sell anything. I said, you got about 20 minutes to come up with something to sell, because we always have a call to action in my space. And that's when she woke up and had eight people in her program. Okay? So somebody type in the chat, paid in full. Now, real quickly, for those of you all that were not here yesterday, I think Lindsay, Nicole, and Wanda. I'm going to walk through this very quickly because I think this is very important for you. All right, you guys can take a screenshot, hang out with me if you were here with me yesterday. But here's what I need you to understand from a marketing perspective. If you guys are out here marketing your signature offer or marketing your brand, when you post on social media, the people that take immediate action, those are the top 3%. So even if you have studied marketing, they're going to tell you 1 to 3% of your audience are ready, willing, and able to buy. And this is where I think the level of frustration comes with marketing, because we put out a post, we put out our workshop, we put out information for our webinar, and then we don't get a lot of people that actually, number one, the algorithm is not going to show it to everybody anyway, right? But then we get upset because, oh, nobody commented on it, nobody liked it, nobody registered. Well, that's because you're competing against the 1 to 3%. So here's what I want you to do. If you don't learn anything out of today, I want you to understand that your job, watch this. So when I talk about this, when I teach this, I always use webinars. But Nicole, if you can type in the chat what it is that you do. Lindsay, if you can type in the chat what it is that you do. Miss Wanda, I know you said you still figuring it out. That's all right. All right. So here's what happens. People come into my space. 7% are open to webinars, right? They're like, I seen him do it. Like April, I had a conversation with her. She's like, somebody told me to reach out to you because I should be doing webinars. And I've been on webinars before, I've seen them. And so I'm considering doing them. Okay, well, what's stopping you, right? Maybe you just needed to be in my class just to hear the statistics on how it can help you close more clients. And that's fine. That's my job. 30% are not even thinking about using a webinar or a workshop in their business. Why? Because they don't understand the what's the word, principles behind why they work. All right. And then you got 30% that don't believe they're interested. Okay, well, spend a couple of hours with me and let me show you how you can build a evergreen client enrollment system. I'm pretty sure you'll reconsider that. All right. And so, Lindsay, that last 30% at the bottom, and I didn't tell you guys this yesterday, I think about them as, hold on, let me get the story right. There's a man with a dog, and the dog is sitting on a nail howling, right? So apparently he is not in enough pain to get up off that nail. That's what that bottom 33% is. That 30%. We're going to let them continue to sit on the nail. Because what did I say? We are not in the business of doing convincing. So that bottom 30%, we're going to leave them where they are. They are probably the individuals that, what's the definition of insanity? Keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. So I wanted to make sure that I did review that with you guys if you were not here on yesterday. So Keisha Bass, KB, was one of my webinar Success Blueprint members. You guys remember yesterday I was telling you that one of my clients went through all my Facebook Live videos? Do y'all remember that? That was Keisha. She literally watched all my Facebook Live videos. And so she was the queen of YouTube. She had a YouTube program. And so this was before SMS work. Well, we were using SMS. But 350 people registered for her webinar. 100 people were live for a 28% show rate. And just was only using email. So this was back when email open rate was good. And but since then, y'all, we use SMS, all right? By the end of her launch, she had her first 5-figure launch with her own product with a list of over 4,000. This should be another zero. 4,000 people. So yes, webinars work if you use them, and workshops. So a conversion event is where decisions are made. Let me say that again. A conversion event is where decisions are made. This is the piece that entrepreneurs miss. They are not hosting a conversion event. So I'm going to walk you through about three different type of conversion events that you can use in your business. So a lot of people, they like to post their offer. But if you don't have an audience, who are you posting to? Who are you posting to? And if you don't have a engaging email list, you cannot just send out an email and think that you're going to close 50 clients if you don't have an engaging email list. So it is designed for them to take action in that moment. All right, so I'm going to walk through different type of enrollment events, and you can decide which one's going to work with you best for you. Now, remember yesterday I told you based on your price point, right? Based on your price point, how much time you need to spend with your audience. Remember, I know we were talking about it yesterday. We are in a trust recession. So people have to have 7 hours of consumption of your content. Write that down if you didn't write that down yesterday. 7 hours of consumption, 11 touch points, and 4 different platforms. Yes, 4 different platforms. We all know that people came into this coaching space during COVID. They got these, what do you call them things? The SBA loans and COVID loans, and they started using AI and now all of a sudden they're an expert. And so unfortunately, people like myself who operate with a level of integrity are left to pick up the pieces. So now you want 7 hours or more of my content to build trust with me. You got to have 11 touch points to build trust with me. And then 4 different platforms. So whether you're on my workshop, whether you're on LinkedIn, whether you're in my email database, you might even see my ad or a YouTube or my podcast. We talked about that yesterday as well. So when I first started teaching individuals how to do webinars, I started with the challenge. I did a 5-day challenge, and on the final day, we did our webinar. Now remember, I only had like 80 people in my challenge. I'm telling you, you don't need large numbers to make money in the digital space. All right. So a challenge is a 4 to 5 day live experience where you deliver bite-sized, actionable content that leads your audience to a specific result or quick win. You could do an hour a day. That is what, 4 to 5 hours. So now you've already got 4 to 5 of your 7 hours, y'all. And if you do a VIP upgrade, you're adding on an additional hour. So now you're running a 1 to 2 hour training every day for 4 to 5 days. I do not recommend anything beyond 5 days because honestly, I don't know about y'all, but my attention span has dropped after a certain amount of time, right? After a certain amount of time, attention span drops. All right. But it does build momentum, it builds trust and engagement. So it warms up your audience to say yes to your offer by the end of the challenge. So I want you to think you're creating a community of individuals who have the same problem. You going live every day with a training creates consistency. They know that you're going to show up. And what we did was we emailed a assignment every single day. And y'all know I love to get homework. So of course there was assignment with each of the days, the challenge. So it was created so that they can have small wins, and those small wins would turn into conversions. So I'll tell you about Dr. LaShonda Bracy now. Before working with DeKesha, I was struggling to price and launch my signature product. After working with her, I've been able to create workshops with attendees who have turned into clients and ultimately scale my coaching and consulting business. Because of these results, I have a higher close rate and been able to earn 20K in 1 month. So Dr. LaShonda Bracy works in the government contracting space. She did a 7 day challenge, and then she sold a course for individuals who wanted to learn how to get into the government contracting space. All right. Which one do you think is next? One of my favorites. All right. You got the webinar launch. And so the webinar is a one-time live or automated masterclass that teaches your audience a core concept or framework and introduces your offer as the obvious next step. The key word is obvious next step. Now, your webinar can be anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. Now, let me go ahead and tell you this, because I know it's always somebody that's like, oh, I want an evergreen. I want to automate it. You do not automate your masterclass until it converts live. All right, y'all got that? I see everybody. I want a head nod or a yes in the chat from every single person. You did not come into the space of DeKesha C. Williams, webinar queen, and she went out there telling y'all to go automate your first webinar. Nope, no, I didn't. I didn't do it. I'm gonna tell them it wasn't me. Nope, it wasn't me. Got it? All right, so when it comes to the webinar, it works very well with kind of your lower ticket price points. So like we said yesterday, maybe I give it 1,500 up to 2,000 if you're really, really good at sales or your audience is warm. That has a lot to do with it too. So you can sell up to $2,000 on a webinar, especially if you are in a warm audience. Now remember, every time that you're doing your conversion events, you're warming up your audience. So like I said, the price points work really well with anything under $1,000. You can go up to $2,000 if your audience is warm. All right. So yesterday I shared with you guys Dr. Lena. Dr. Lena is one of our mastermind members, and Dr. Lena came into town for our mastermind retreat, or our intensive. So attending a 2 day intensive in Richmond was a total game changer for me. I walked away with a mapped out signature offer tailored for previous clients. That's the key word, y'all. Once a client, always a client. Your best client is a current client. All right. Y'all can write that down. And within 1 week, I hosted a webinar where 22 people registered, 10 showed up, and 4 enrolled in my $3,000 boot camp. That's 12K generated in just days after coming to Richmond, Virginia and participating in the intensive. The system works if you work it. Joining the mastermind last May was one of the best decisions that she had ever made. So, and we had a follow-up call with Dr. Lena, And she actually said, she said, DeKesha, you know what? I think I'm falling in love with webinars. I said, that is music to my ears. I will take that. All right. This is another. Any questions about that so far? All right, perfect. Um, yes. So the other one that we do a lot is a summit. And so for my speakers, you have to realize if you're participating in a summit, this is a great conversion tool. This was one of the ones that I included in my most recent book as well. We used to do summits like every single quarter and invite speakers to come in. So a summit lunch is a multi-day virtual event where you gather a group of experts to speak on a topic that aligns with your offer. There are times where I had 15 speakers on these summits. I think they have been reduced down to like 6 or 7 speakers at this point. But it is definitely a powerful it's a powerful strategy for growing your email list, positioning yourself as an authority, and borrowing credibility from others. Borrowing, that's a huge thing too, borrowing credibility from others. So this is a collaboration effort, and then it gives you massive visibility. And then it's a long-term list building, because I think somebody said that they didn't have an email list. So this is a great way on building your email list. Hosting your webinar is a great way on building your email list. All right, y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I don't see a lot in the chat. Y'all, everybody driving? All right, I see you got a pen. Kiara's okay, so Kiara's driving. Becky, you good? You picking up what I'm putting down? Miss Wanda, you all right? I can't see no other faces, so I just want to make sure we good before I keep going.
I'm good.
I love it. I love it. All right, so Miss Monifa Groover. Before working with DeKesha, I was always resistant. I don't know why everybody want to be resistant to webinars, but I wanted to see if I could create another level of breakthrough in my business. After joining the Get Ish Done coaching program, I've been able to step outside of my comfort zone and launch my first webinar. Because of these results, I've been able to close my first client. And let's just say it was the most money I ever made so far. She generated over $6,200 during our time together. She borrowed. So she was actually on one of our summits. Her invitation was to have a call. She ended up inviting them to her webinar. Boom. She turned around and closed $6,200 worth of clients. How many of you would love to close $6,200 worth of clients? Anybody want to close $12,000 worth of clients? Anybody want to close $20,000 worth of clients? Or maybe I'm just talking to myself. Okay, I saw Miss Linda. Miss Linda said, "Yep, me too." And that's Dr. Dr. Cunningham? You got? I saw a little head nod. Okay. Okay, Miss Wanda. Miss Wanda said, "Yep, me too." Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so content builds awareness, conversion events, build trust, and I should put cash flow. One of the things, and write that down, one of the things I always used to say when I used to teach is I use awareness. I use live stream for awareness, so that's like live videos, and I use webinars for conversion. I use live videos for awareness, and I use webinars for conversion. So you can use content to build awareness, but you need to have a conversion event for cash flow. Yep. So I know some people are like, I don't want to go live. I don't want to be on camera. Who do you think that they're building a relationship with? Building it with you. They want to see you. And especially for my people that are in this B2B space, they definitely want to see and hear from you. All right. So, content, visibility, adding value, authority. These are the things that you can implement to build trust. We write authority pieces all the time. So we have a LinkedIn newsletter where I share my expertise by way of authority piece. Yes, good camera, lighting, and mic helps. That is definitely a plus because your audience can be forgiving, if you putting down some nuggets, but they're not going to be with so forgiving that they can't see you and they can't hear you. So yes, absolutely. I love that. All right. So as I started to build out my launching strategy, I started to develop phases of how we launched. And like I said, you guys can definitely um, take a screenshot of this. So I built out a 12-week process. And so now with this and we're going to talk about the 2-day accelerator. So now with the 2-day accelerator, what used to take 12 weeks, we do it in 10 hours together. Let me say that again. What used to take 12 weeks, we do this in 2 hours together. So phase one is always about planning your launch. Even if you don't know what your signature offer is going to be, remember we talked about yesterday, you have to have a vision. Where do you want your business to be in the next 60 to 90 days? And then you determine which conversion event is going to work best for you and your audience. And then we develop the content around how do we create the visibility, and then how do we create the content for the conversion. And that's all in phase one. Phase two is how do we create that wait list of people that have the problem that you solve. And so that's where your lead magnet can come in. That's where your content can come in. If you got a quiz or whatever that lead generation tool that you have. All right. And so then we start promoting the challenge or the master class. And then in not week three, phase three, this is where the logistics comes into play. So anybody that just does not like tech, go and be honest. You can drop it in the chat. You don't like tech. So this is where the logistics comes into place, because you know that when you're doing events, you need a registration page, you need a thank you page, you need a confirmation email. If someone purchases, we talked about your delivery systems. Do you have your payment processor set up? If they pay, do you have a place where they can get access to it? These are the logistics of the delivery. Do you have your webinar platform set up? Are you using Zoom? Are you using the actual webinar platform? Now I have my differences on both, right? So a lot of times if people are doing an actual traditional webinar, I like for you to use a webinar platform. And the reason being is you can monitor behavior. So normally I have one of my team members on so she can tell me who was here on day one and day two. But if you are using a webinar platform, you don't need that. The system's going to tell you how long they stayed, did they stay the whole time, and did they see all the way to the end. Zoom is not going to tell you that. This is why when I tell my people, if you're doing a traditional webinar, get you a webinar platform. All right. Because it's going to give you analytics. Y'all know from yesterday, I like numbers. Numbers don't lie. Right. Numbers tell you where you need to pivot, where you need to optimize, and where you need to make adjustments. So I actually use Easy Webinar. We also use Webinar Jam as well. Casey, who is a co-founder of Easy Webinar, he actually has been my client several times, and so I kind of have like a relationship with Casey. So I always tell people go with Easy Webinar. I know Easy Webinar back in and out. Even though they've made, yep, it's EASY webinar. And then Webinar Jam is good as well. That is well, I don't think they call it Kartra anymore, but it was in that Kartra family. So yeah, it was only thing with Webinar Jam, they used to sell their automated and their live ones separately. I think that they do them together now, you guys. So it's Ever Webinar and Webinar Jam are the same. All right. And then, so when you are doing your conversion event, I want you to start understanding the language that we use in this digital marketing space. We call that cart open week. My cart is open. That means that you are now accepting sales. Drop a $ or a cash emoji in the chat. You are now accepting sales. Is anybody open for sales? Y'all taking new clients? Or y'all closed for business? I was just wondering. Y'all closed for business? Y'all quiet tonight. Pam got y'all in here quiet tonight. Y'all be shaming yourselves. They was just a talking yesterday. I will definitely share my easy webinar link. Webinars and workshop. I love it. So Miss Wanda says she is open today. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so now, if you don't mind, I would like to share how we can work together and put these systems in place. If that's all right with you, type yes in the chat. I don't see them fingers moving. All right, so this is going to be your opportunity to build your own 30K plan or 5K, because I know somebody in here doesn't really want to make 30,000. They want 5K, 10K, what have you. That's fine. Either way, we're going to help you. How about that? So step number one, we're going to help you define your offer, identify your lead sources, and then spot the missing pieces. So in order to do so, you have to have the plan. But are you going to execute? Most entrepreneurs, they know what they need to do, but they still do not implement. And I told you yesterday, idea plus implementation equals income. Why? Because there's a lack of support, a lack of structure, and accountability. But what if you had help? If you had help to set up your entire system. So we have the Sell Your Signature Offer Accelerator. This is a hands-on support, implement your lead gen and sales system. It is a done with you process. It is a virtual process, and you don't have to figure it out alone. So I'm going to share with you some exclusive bonuses and fast action for you. Real quickly before I tell you about that, Rob Youngblood, he's really popular on LinkedIn. I don't know if you know Rob Youngblood, but Rob Youngblood, after his webinar previously, he was watching my live stream and he sent me his stats. And this was just after watching my live stream. He had 100 registrations, 41 participants, 11 calls, and he had already closed 2 people. So he had a 41% show rate, y'all. That's really, really, really good. 5% closing rate on the webinar and has still had 11 calls to go. So that tells you that the system works if you work it. Who got next? All right. So this is your opportunity to put that offer clarity in place, that lead gen consistency, pricing confidence, that sales process, and your systems and automation in 10 hours. 10 hours. The way that we do it is we map out your offer. We master your message. I know some people has a messaging, and then we show you how to market your message. And then we're going to put together a client enrollment system to monetize your message. Maximize is a part of our mastermind program. So y'all know I told my journey about how you do anything is how you do everything. And so either you can get a gym membership and you do it by yourself, or you can hire me as your personal trainer, right? If you're like me, you like someone to say, go Linda, go Wanda, go Dr. Cunningham. Because I know that's how she be doing me when I'm on the treadmill, y'all. And I push just a little bit harder, right? So I want you all to make money from all of your hard work. You all have been in this process of building out these offers, and now it's time for you to make money. So knowing this isn't enough, and most people won't implement alone. And I say idea plus implementation equals income. Idea minus implementation equals irresponsible. Ooh, let me say that again. Idea without implementation equals irresponsible. All right. So the Sell Your Signature Offer Intensive is a 2-day intensive. Write these dates down. April 16th and April 17th. April 16th and April 17th. It is a done with you process. We are going to build your client enrollment system. No guessing, no duct tape. All right. And so now you get to build it now, and you don't keep no guessing. You don't have to keep guessing. If you want consistent enrollment in 2026, this system must be built before Q1 ends. You guys got lucky because I'm giving you the date before Q1 ends. All right, because we get ready to wrap up Q1 now. All right, so the system works if you work it. If all this did was help you enroll your next 3 to 5 clients in the next 60 days, I want you to type in the chat, would it be worth it? If all it did was give you confidence to talk about your offer, would this be worth it? If all it did was eliminate the fear of selling For once and for all, would it be worth it? Type in the chat. I don't see nothing in the chat. So I'm getting ready to walk through with you what is included in the Sell Your Signature Accelerator. So the core curriculum is how to craft your irresistible offer. And so some of you may have your offer, we may refine it, but at least you get a set of eyes on your offer to make sure that it aligns with your ideal client. And then we're going to build your enrollment system together. What I've done is, remember I said I took my 12-week process and created a 2-day process. And we use this with a 50 prompt AI library. So you'll get access to that. And so I need to update the date. So April 16th and 17th. April 16th and 17th, right? Write that down. All right, so here are some of the templates and tools that you're going to automatically get. Most of these tools are already in the portal area waiting for you. So ideal client profile template. If you're struggling with identifying who your ideal client is, what are their pain points, we have a profile template for you. If you don't know how to build your offer stack, that means when you position your offer, you want to build an irresistible offer where people are like, listen, I need what she has, right? So we have a template to help you build a stack that is irresistible. And then there is a worksheet. So remember I talked to you about the webinars is how you teach your audience a core concept or framework. We have a process that we can take you to create your framework that you will teach. Let me tell you a secret about having a framework. When you have a framework, you can take a 60-minute presentation and turn that presentation into a 15-minute presentation. So imagine if you are sitting in the room and a speaker doesn't show up and I tap on you and I say, Dr. Cunningham, I need a speaker, and you got 20 minutes. Are you going to be ready to speak? Linda, if I give you 20 minutes, are you going to be able to speak? You know why? Because you got a framework. My framework is the profit framework. Y'all know profit is my favorite word, right? So I know that I'm going to be talking about your prospects, your resolution, how to optimize, how to get focused, how to ignite, and then how to turn those into transactions. I know because I have a framework and I can talk and teach from the top of my head. So if you don't have a framework, we're going to help you create a framework. Now, a lot of people think that they can come together and just put information on a slide. There's a process for everything that goes on a slide in a presentation. So there's the template for you guys. There's the email sequence template. Like you get 7 emails. I believe these are follow-up emails, but you're going to get follow-up emails and promo emails for your upcoming conversion event. And then a social media content calendar and a launch checklist. Can you tell I like checklists and templates? I like to make sure that you guys are doing this right. That's the operations in me. And so some of the bonuses is we're going to give you access to a all-in-one system for 30 days for free if you do not currently have a CRM system. And then we're going to give you, how many of you would like to know after your first presentation, your conversion event, would you like feedback on it to know whether or not you did a great job? We have a post-webinar analysis template that you can use to tell you where you need to enhance your connection at the beginning, where you need to enhance your content in the middle, and where you need to enhance the close. All right, so we're going to give you the opportunity to use that to say, okay, here's some things you need to tweak in your connection piece. Here's some things you need to tweak when you're doing your content, when you're teaching. And then here's some things you need to teach in the close. And so it'll spit out some things. And then what do I tell you to do? Go back and pivot, make the adjustment, do it all over again. For those of you all that are having sales conversations and you don't know how to deal with objections, I got you. All right, and so what you're going to get is a support of a community of like-minded individuals, peer accountability, hot seat coaching. I love hot seat coaching. A 90-minute offer. This is a bonus. So if you guys take action today, if you know that you need to be in April 16th and April 17th class, then I've got a couple of bonuses for you. So You get a 90-minute call with me if you need work on your offer, because I know a couple of people have some questions around your offer. So, and if you already have your offer, you get me for 90 minutes. All right. And we can talk about your marketing. We can talk about your sales, but it is designed for offer acceleration. I am going to give you, let me say this again. You're going to get a plug and play webinar funnel template. What does that mean? Pre-written landing page copy, registration confirmation emails, and thank you page script, so you can launch your webinar funnel in days instead of weeks. I told you we're gonna do this in 10 hours. Y'all don't believe me. I promise you. I'm gonna show you how we break it down. All right. Now, for those that pay in full, the universe rewards those that take action. I am going to give you access to the LinkedIn acquisition system free for 30 days. And I'm going to tell you what that is. And you get a VIP backstage on how to set up evergreen webinars. So once you have converted your live webinar, you will already have the tools to turn it into an evergreen. Listen, Pam, I love some LinkedIn now. And I told you guys yesterday, I built my entire business off of Facebook. But listen, let me tell you something. It's a whole new world over there on LinkedIn. And I am enjoying meeting new people. And I'm going to tell you what we've been doing. And that's with the LinkedIn acquisition system. All right, so this is how we break up the day. This is the piece that you guys want to see. So on day one in the morning is master your message. So we nail your niche. We clarify your offer. We speak your value with confidence. You walk away with a profit statement, a power pitch that stops people in the tracks. So that messaging piece, you're going to be able to clearly articulate who you serve, how do you serve them, what problem do you solve. All right. Actually, day number 2, we actually design your funnel. So when I say design, you're going to already have your registration content. You're going to have your emails. And so you get to map out the entire lead to close system from first touch point to book clients. And this is regardless whether you are selling through the DM, application, calls, it doesn't matter. This funnel is going to work for you, and is the exact same funnel that has converted for us at 30% conversion. That's a really good registration page for conversion. 30% is really good. So notice I'm dropping KPIs for you so that you know how to measure yourself and what you're doing to make sure it works. It's working. What you're doing is working. Now, for my folks that have some sales, you know, that voice in the back of your head is telling you you can't charge this, and you know, as people are not going to buy. Well, we're going to deal with that. So we have a process that we talk about: self-doubt, your own value. I'm going to walk you through at least 10 objections so you can be able to deal with it like a pro. Is that all right with you? Is that good with you? Okay. You can say goodbye to imposter syndrome and awkward responses. So we're going to shift your mindset on how you see your offer. We're going to even allow you to rehearse, because you're going to develop your entire presentation. Let me say that again. This, like I did this in 2 days. We're going to design your entire presentation on day 2 in the morning. We map out your entire, I call it workshop or webinar presentation, slides and all, slides and everything. All right. And then we take a moment to do real-time prospecting so that you guys can start having conversations before you are ready to invite people to your next webinar. And of course, we're going to celebrate your wins and prepare you for your next revenue sprint. I'm going to make sure you have the KPIs to track your conversions, lock in clients, and map out your next 30-day income. So you're going to walk away with a roadmap to stack your wins, sustain your momentum, and scale your results. All right. So I already talked about the clarifying your offer. We're going to do your pricing, your client enrollment funnel, and then I'm going to bonus give you how to automate that. So by the end of 10 hours, you'll have your complete signature offer with premium pricing and a webinar system that enrolls clients systematically. So there we go. I know y'all was like, well, how much is it? How much is the investment? So the investment is normally $2,997. You can scan the link on the screen. Normally we do $2,997. But guess what, y'all? If you use the promo code WIN26, it takes $1,000 off. I know it takes $1,000 off. So that means that you can get started for $19.97. Now, sometimes we have those that are like, I can't do it all and you can't do it all today. You can literally get started. If you scan the actual QR code, you can get started for as little as $500. You've got time to make payment plans because again, our workshop is April 16th and April 17th. That's why I say write those dates down. Let me see. So let me see if I can find the link for you and put it in there. There we go. So I'm going to drop this in here if you want to pull it up while we're walking through. That should be the link. Uh-oh. Let me make sure I put the right one in there. One moment, please. This is when I have my team on here. This is good, and congratulations to those who do fast action. Yes, the universe rewards those that take fast action. So if you are not able to scan the QR code, I'm going to drop the link in just a second. And then I'm going to walk through and tell you, oh my God. So you have to see the LinkedIn, the acceleration system. All right, hold on a second. Uh, mm, I don't have my call with you tomorrow. I want to have my call. That's fine. I'll be on the road, but we can definitely do your call before you commit. That's not a problem. All right, I want to make sure this, okay, here we go. There we go. That's not a problem. If you guys have, so if you have questions before you enroll and you, that's what, we can schedule your feedback call. I'm going to put that link in here too. I will be traveling on Wednesday. But this link, if you got questions, use your feedback call and we can have a conversation before you make a commitment. So I don't overthink things. I love that. So, and let's talk about that. So I'm glad that you said that too. So, these are the fast action bonuses. You get the LinkedIn acquisition system, 30 days, pay in full, and then the plug and play webinar funnel templates. You already have the link. This is just a quick screenshot. It's a lot, so I'm not going to go over it. If you want to screenshot it, you definitely can screenshot it. I'll give you about 10 seconds because it's a lot. We're giving away a lot. Three, two, one. All right. So recap of the 2-day intensive, and we're going to talk about, some of you all might be on the fence, and that's okay. So you're going to get your complete client enrollment system. You're going to get the complete webinar workshop funnel. So even if you decide that you want to do a 2-day workshop because your price point is a little bit higher, you can use it for that. The promo emails, follow-up email sequences, all set up for you. And so again, it's 2-day implementation intensive. This is not a training. This is actually me teaching you. And we're doing this together. You actually get a ticket to my event, December 2026. So we are hosting an event here with the location is to be determined, but it's December the 11th and December the 12th. And you will actually get a free ticket to come to participate in our event. All right. So there's another bonus, and this is a VIP offer optimization session. So not only do you get the 90 minutes, but we'll throw in a one-on-one strategy after the accelerator. Okay. A one-on-one strategy after the accelerator. Now, this is for my people that pay in full. Watch this. This is the LinkedIn client acquisition system. So this is, I think I've shared with you that we've been very intentional on LinkedIn since October 22nd. Since October 2025, 800 conversations were generated, recurring revenue secured, and a repeatable engine ready for scale. So we've had 23% reply rate versus a 5 to 12 industry average. That's 800 conversations, y'all. Have you guys had 800 conversations since October? So we've generated minimum $9,000 from a new audience, not warm, new cold audience. And this is recurring revenue. All right. So we've shifted from the outreach of my team being VA support. No, they are helping me with client acquisition at this point. So look at the numbers. Since October 2025, we have connected with 3,653 people. That's a lot of people, y'all. So don't tell me that your audience is not out there. They're out there. We have accepted 1,339 new contacts on LinkedIn. That is a 37% connection rate. And that has equated to 822 conversation. That's a 23% reply rate. Our reply rate is 2 to 3% higher than the typical outreach norms. And so what happens is, for those that pay in full, we're going to set you up in this LinkedIn acquisition system so that this is running for the rest of March until April 16th and 17th. So by the time you finish the 2 days, you should have over 2, 4, 6, at least 800 prospects contacted with a 37% acceptance rate. All right. So that's going to put you having conversations with prospective clients before you even build it out. You can't find too many places that's going to position you in front of your ideal client that are waiting to work with you, and you're starting to have conversations while you're building out your client enrollment system together with me April 16th and 17th. So this is just a proof of the revenue. Immediate revenue was $2,700 up front. Recurring revenue for 6 months, $6,582. Total initial client was $9,282. So that's the LinkedIn acquisition program that you get free for 30 days. The numbers, like I said, this is valued way over $6,000. Today's investment is $1,997. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the chat. Put them in the chat. All right. The real value isn't the $6,000. The real value is $355,000 in additional revenue that you will generate with your client enrollment system. All right, so let's talk about that. So let's talk about the real return on investment. You know, I'm a math person, so I like to talk about the real ROI. You can make a one-time payment today for $1,997, or you can get started for $500. However, you're going to use this system to have an enrollment event every single month, year after year. I hope year after year after year. So let's just say conservative 1-year revenue, $355,000 in additional income from your signature offer. Now, some people may not have a $5,000 or $6,000 offer. So your year revenue may not be as much. All right, look at that. So that's a $17,000 return on investment. All right. So when you some of you are like, okay, well, what if I wait until a few months from now? Well, every month that you wait is a month that you don't generate revenue. And we talked about your revenue goals. So every month that you wait, Pam, is that you from Pam Perry?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure that was you. And the question isn't, can I afford this? The question is, can I afford to keep losing $26,000 every month from inconsistent revenue in your business? This program costs less than what you're losing every week that you don't take action in your business. So some people say, I need to think about it. Well, that might mean that I don't think that I'm not convinced that this will work for me. Right now, you're losing a very, very specific amount of of potential revenue every single week by thinking about it. And so, my coach always tells me, not making a decision is a decision. You're making a decision not to decide. All right. So the cost of not fixing your revenue roller coaster months, I can't afford to have you do that. All right. Oh, and this one, and I know that, this one hits home for several of us. I've invested in programs before that didn't work. This is not a traditional course. This is a 2-day with me building while you go. And then at the end of the 10 hours, you walk away with it, not me. You walk away with it. Yes, your call is next week when I get back from travel. All right, so this is not your traditional course, or I don't have it time to implement right now. But do you? Like, I ain't trying to make you feel guilty for binging on Bridgerton, on, whatever them shows are, whatever is out now. I ain't trying to shame you, but we make time where we see value. And if you value your business, I feel like you will find time to make the investment. And so even though we meet on April 16th and 17th, we have 6 assignments for you that will prepare you for April 16th and 17th. Okay. So the reason that you don't have time is because you're spending 21.8 hours every week on low value activities. Think about that one for a second. Some of y'all being busy, just being busy, not really working on revenue generating activities. All right. So 2 days invested in the program, you get 20 hours back. And by the time you finish in that 2 days, your main goal is to market. Your main goal is to enroll people into the signature program. That's it. That's all. All you should be doing is creating content, creating marketing to enroll people into your next one. And then when you finish that one, you do it all over again. So you'll get a lot of your time back. And actually, if you do the math, it's 1,040 hours reclaimed in 1 year. All right. Well, what if it doesn't work for my niche? I have worked with service professionals. I work with speakers. I work with authors. I work with financial advisors. I work with coaches, consultants. I have yet to find an industry that it does not work for. You want to know why? What did we talk about yesterday? Your goal is to educate. And you are educating them on making a smart buying decision. Oh, but I need to make some more money first. Well, you're already on the revenue roller coaster. So because you don't have a systematic way to enroll clients. So you're custom creating everything, which means you cannot scale. So, and you're already undercharging because you don't have premium positions. So think about that for a second. So either you can keep waiting or you can take action today. Payment plans are available to make this accessible without being able to pay the full investment up front. So again, ready to transform your business. I'm going to put the QR code on the screen, $19.97. And again, those that pay in full get several bonuses that I've shared. And then for those of you all that want to get started with the payment option, you can get started for as little as $500. If you go to the checkout page, there's options like Klarna, Afterpay, Zip, all that great stuff for you guys to get started today. All right, I'm going to open it up for any questions that you guys might have. So I am excited. I feel like I disappeared on the screen, but I am excited about the opportunity to be able to work with you all. And those of you all that decide that you want to come into the 2-day accelerator. Now, you can keep trying to DIY or plug into a proven system. As you can see, the picture on the left was the accelerator that we did last January. And then the picture on the right was the intensive that we did with our mastermind members in Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, I said that when our mastermind members came to Richmond, a lot of times we like to do some type of experience before we get started. So that picture on the right is Maggie L. Walker. Anybody remember Maggie L. Walker? Maggie Lena Walker. She's the first Yes, you better be in December 11th and 12th. Let's talk about it. Magdalena Walker was the first African American woman to create a bank, and it was in the 1900s. And so we actually did a tour of her home here in Richmond, Virginia. And so what I said to them was, if Maggie Walker could build an empire in the 1900s with limited resources, there's no limit to what you and I can do in 2026 with the technology, with the education, with the resources that we now have. So that's my note to you. So at Visions Consulting, we are passionate about your success. We value your time, your expertise, and your purpose. We strive to see you become profitable. If you are not connected with me, please make sure that you connect with me. Again, you connect with me on Facebook. I think I have my link here. I don't know. Let's see. Yep. So please connect with me on Facebook and definitely connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm gonna put my link in here for you guys to connect with me. I'm gonna put both of them in here for you. How about that? And listen, hit me in my DM if you got questions. And I know some of you may wait until next week. If you're serious about taking the next step and you want to talk to me this afternoon, I will make myself available since I know that I will be traveling for the next three days. So just you can send me a message in the chat and say, look, DeKesha, can I have a few minutes of your time? My birthday is December the 12th. Yep, my event is on my birthday. We're gonna close out my event on my birthday. Yeah, look at you, remember my birthday. I feel special. All right, so there's my LinkedIn and then Facebook. I think this is it. Oh no, I wanted to give you my business page. Yeah, so December the 11th and 12th, we're going to kick off with we haven't done a conference since 2023. And like I said, mom has been sick. So this is the first year that we are actually able to bring our event back. And I'm super excited. So I will be at the train station talking to you, Dr. Cunningham, because my train is at 11. So I will be situated, but I'll be at the train station ready to talk to you in the morning. And if anyone else wants, don't forget, book your feedback call. If you want to have a conversation with me, I will hang around for a little while. Um, if you want to chat with me. All right. So listen, was today good? Did you have an aha moment? Was it another aha moment? Anybody want to share the aha moments? I love the hearts. Yes, I love it. Anyone want to share their aha moments? Thank you, Becky. I tell you, y'all got quiet when Pam got here. I don't know what Pam did to y'all. But y'all got real quiet. That is too funny. Well, listen, I'm not gonna hold you there because y'all ain't talking to me. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for trusting me with your time. I appreciate you hanging out with me today and on yesterday as well. I look forward to staying connected with you. Congratulations to you all that decided to take that next step and come into the 2-day accelerator. Again, it's April 16th and 17th. We kick off around 10 o'clock and we go until about 4:30, 5 o'clock. We do take a lunch break. Sometimes they work through the lunch break. So I will see you April 16th. When you get registered, you will immediately get your first assignment that you bring with you to our April 16th event. We also have the summit coming up next week. It is a Global Women Conference if you want to participate. I'm trying to think. If you are in the DMV, Maryland area, I'm going to be in your area April 4th. April 4th at DMV. It is, what is it, Alexandria, Virginia. I'll be up there April 4th. So look out for the tickets for the tour. And yes, I say a tour. I can't believe I'm actually going on a tour, y'all. So we're gonna start in the DMV area. We're gonna work our way to Atlanta. Then I believe we might come through Charlotte. I'm not sure. And then we're going to end out here in Richmond, Virginia. So I'm excited. I'm excited. All right. Listen, you guys have a phenomenal evening. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who is that? Miss Wanda? You're welcome.
Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Good night, Miss Linda. Somebody is calling. Oh, look at that.